Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back for your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Xinfin Network, aka XDC. And with that being said, guys, we are officially less than a week away until the Electronic Trade Documents Act comes into law. And what does this mean? Well, trade documents such as bills of lading and bills of exchange can now be recognized in digital form. Shout out to Marina as always, and as we really kind of look at the world of trade finance, it is on the brink of a massive transition, and I do believe that this is going to heavily impact even the DLT and blockchain technology space as well. Now, when I say that, no, I don't mean price action wise. I'm just saying that this is going to help a lot of the, pain points around adoption. Honestly, when we look at trade finance, I think that this is the starting point. I think that this is where the chips will start to fall into place. And I think that this is going to be a big moment for this entire space around utility specifically as well. And it really kind of all does start with trade finance. I said this back in May. And today, more than ever before, this could not be more true. Now, I do want to play this clip real quick that Marina posted. This is Chris Southworth from the ICC United Kingdom. He's really kind of talking about this, Trade Documents Act. Listen closely, as this is very valuable information.
We tend to focus a little bit too much on the trade document aspect. Actually, there's another half of this law that actually will unleash innovation in the finance market. Not just the use of new financial instruments that are cheaper, quicker, and faster, like electronic promissory notes, but also the whole trade finance system, because we know the banks are absolutely tied up in knots around AML and KYC bureaucracy. We know that trade finance could be cheaper and more accessible, but the compliance thresholds are really high, and that's a real problem. So we've got a really exciting moment here to really look at this whole finance piece and really improve it. Anyone in finance and trade finance knows that we've all been wanting this to happen for a long time. Well, I would argue strongly that we're there, and now is the moment to start to make this happen. So, and it's not just about trade, interestingly, either. There are lots of applications of these new financial instruments that will benefit all sorts of different areas, including local authority payments and driving local retail and high street development and enterprise at local community level. So, it's a revolution that is beyond just trade finance. But in the world of trade finance, we can do this so much smarter than the way we're doing it at the moment. And that's not a criticism of the banking or finance industry at all. It's that we're working with quite old regulatory regimes that don't recognize that we are operating in the new modern environment that's mostly digital. And so we've got a really good opportunity to be smarter in the way we do it and create a lot more opportunity. And importantly, ultimately, it's about releasing more finance back into the market, particularly for small companies.
So yeah, this is a huge innovation for the entire space. And I'm really kind of, I understand that I've made multiple videos talking about this act, but I do think that now, more than ever before, we really need to put a spotlight on this, because this is really going to change a lot around finance, trade finance, and really kind of usher things in to acceleration around the digitalization, tokenization, and ultimately the adoption of this technology. Now, also, we have from the ICC themselves, the United Kingdom, the Electronic Trade Documents Act has received royal assent to get ready to go digital 1 week until the commencement. And we do see all of the major players supporting this. This is why it's so big. Almost every single major organization and name around this is supporting this. And even if we go over to a few things on why this is so exciting, let's go all the way back in time. 2016. Digitizing trade finance from Swift. This was literally 7 years ago. This is how slow things move. Now, today, we are days away from trade finance starting to finally be digitized. This is why it's so big. because we were waiting for so long for this to become a reality. And remember, Swift is a big player behind all of this. And we already know that Xinfin has been working with Swift for a very long time, really kind of setting its goals on becoming the network of networks behind trade finance, which we will get to here in a second. But also, just recently, back in August of 2021, we seen Digitizing Trade, The Time Is Now from Swift, where we did see a little bit more of a breakdown on this. And we see world trade is central to economic growth, and as we emerge from the pandemic, trade is paramount in enabling the global economy to recover. This paper draws on the Swift strategy, data, and the views of our community to advance the dialogue around trade digitization, which has the potential to generate significant economic growth by reducing friction, cost, and risk. And all of this is centered heavily around DLT as well. And as we really kind of look at the future, it is DLT, it is blockchain. And remember, right, like now we are seeing $5 trillion being the major gap around this. And here we have DLT. Letters of credit remain an important financial instrument for risk mitigation and financing, and we think these will continue to be relevant in the near future. But the big change is likely in the long term, where we believe technology will play a key role in how risk mitigation and financing is offered to customers and consumed by the industry at large. The shape and form in which LCs are offered may change, facilitated by developments in the technology space such as IoT, DLT, smart contracts, and APIs. The evolution of common data standards will play a key role in how these offerings shape up. Digitization of LCs will make it simpler for buyers and sellers to trade by increasing the velocity of trade while reducing friction, paper costs, and risk. And this is the opportunity here that we have tapping into DLT and blockchain. This is a big opportunity, and again, like we are now finally days away from this truly being realized in, and it's been such a long time coming. And here we even have the impact of the pandemic on trade processes. It was the catalyst for digitization, and now we are at the beginning of it. It all starts with trade finance, which, like I've said, it's going to blossom into a much larger snowball effect where it just doesn't stop at trade finance. From trade finance, we will start to see everything be digitized. So really, you got to give it up to Xinfin for being a major leader around trade finance digitization. And you really got to give it up for the trade finance space to finally be the first major one to tap into this technology and be the first industry to fully be revolutionized by it. And even the BIS has been a long-term player around this. Even back in 2021, applications of permission DLT may include trade finance, securities, settlement, and central bank digital currencies. Now, guess what? They were also the big ones around trade finance being a big area of opportunity for DLT. And now, just recently, on September 11th, we do see Interoperability, the way forward to develop digital trade. Remember what I've talked about, right? Around the network of networks? Well, that's what this is talking about. What we need to have is less fragmentation, which means we need to be able to tap into networks of networks. We need everyone to be in collaboration here. Interoperability and the business model itself needs to be the core piece of this. So as we really kind of look at this, like it's not just about technology, it's how we connect to this technology. It's how we have harmonization around standardization and even the technology stack that we are utilizing. So everything needs to be able to be connected, and we need to be able to have that interoperability fully solved. And how are we solving that? Well, it's very simple. You have the network of networks, and there's only two major projects. This was modified on August 16th of this year. It was originally published in December of 2019. The only two players were the ICC with the DSI, right? And we even see here, like, we did not choose DLT, the world chose it, and now the need for standardization has become apparent. Well, guess what? We are now getting standardization. But this is a specific player around this. As part of its mandate in setting roles and standards, the International Chamber of Commerce is now developing a digital trade standards initiative to develop cross-industry digital trade standards that will build on existing work that has been done in the industry by the Universal Trade Network, as well as other initiatives and organizations. So again, what this is trying to do is simplified data exchange between different blockchain systems. That way we could have that cross ledger connection, where, you know, again, we eliminate fragmentation altogether. We want this to be the layer between the network of networks. And what is the network of networks? TradeFinix. A network of networks does not see competition, only interoperability. This was the direct quote by Atul, which is also the co-founder of Xinfin, because TradeFinix is powered by the XDC protocol. And by the way, in that Swift document, you've probably seen Swift MT 798 come up in conversation. Well, that's because TradeFinix aims to be a network of networks by connecting several DLT and non-DLT trade finance initiatives such as Voltron and Swift MT 798. It has already connected to Swift. This is why I focus on TradeFinix a lot, because they all, like, TradeFinix combined with the DSI have already solved interoperability, tapping into a huge opportunity around trade finance to connect everything and have that harmonized approach. And then also, in terms of the DSI, this is the ICC Digital Standards Initiative, 20 plus years of digitizing trade documentation, MLETR adoption since 2017, 7 jurisdictions. This is a big player. This is a big player. And remember, like, the ICC is the major organization that has been really kind of bringing trade finance into the digital age and eliminating paper documentation. And remember, we already know, going back 5 months ago, that the ICC with the World Trade Organization and Citigroup and Trade Finance Global recognize Xinfin's potential in trade finance. And we even see a quote here that by 2030 and beyond, we will likely see greater adoption, with interoperability taking the digitized flows to higher percentages. Wider adoption will require simpler applications, low or no cost to use the basic functionalities, and new liquidity providers to support the trades. And this is all centered heavily around Xinfin. Xinfin has been absolutely killing it, and we even see over here from ICC just recently on September 8th, in collaboration with Swift Community, we have created a groundbreaking standard model API for guarantees and standby letters of credit. The model API is now available on the Swift standard platform, setting the stage for widespread implementation. And like I've said, it's all focused on API. API plug and play is crucial, especially for mass adoption. And followed up with this, we do see from September 13th, again, they're posting a link to the ICC DSI over on LinkedIn. We do see months of dedicated efforts through our ICC DSI team have paid off, as G20 trade ministers have agreed to 10 groundbreaking principles to drive the adoption of digital trade processes forward. MLETR, the age of digital trade is upon us, and I do believe that XDC is a crucial player, and I cannot wait, guys, for this to go fully live and be fully adopted. At first, yes, it's only going to start in the UK, but from the UK with MLETR, it's going to expand rapidly, because we already know that the ICC has massive amounts of jurisdictions and players tied to it. And all of this is a collaborative manner. So I do think that this is going to expand pretty quickly. I think that this is going to reach mass adoption pretty quickly as well. And I'm very excited about this. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, though. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And with that being said, guys, if you did enjoy the video, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on, because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.